Growing up, I was very blessed to have so many awesome teachers, but the one that always comes to mind would be my senior year teacher that helped me get through my year. During this time, I had recently lost my father, which was a really hard time for me. Thanks to this teacher, I was able to graduate my senior year. This teacher made me realize that teachers do more than just teach you in a classroom.
I always remember Mrs. Owen from Kennedy Middle School. She was able to help me believe in myself, to develop my speech and debate skills by working with me during school and after school, and even enrolled me in competitions where I remember going to the old Cameo Buffet and competing with other students in front of the Optimist Club. At the time, it was difficult and I was ready to give up, but she was able to encourage me and let me know that I could do it. And I'm so grateful to her because the skills that I learned from her, I use to this day. As a teacher, you have such an amazing opportunity to impact not just the life at that time, but in the future as well.
When I was in the university, many years ago, I was really struggling in my math and all that. And my teacher told me that she believed in me and she could push me to I can make my dream come true, which I did.
My fondest memory of being in school was when I was in high school. I attended Central Union High School, and Mr. Carl Hinshaw was one of my teachers. He was a math teacher there, and he specifically taught algebra. And I have to say that he was probably one of the best teachers I've ever had. After I graduated from high school, I went on to Imperial Valley College. And because of the major that I was following, I had to take second level algebra classes. And so I enrolled in classes, but I struggled through them so much to the point that when we got to the word problems, I had to stop there because I couldn't get past that. Well, lo and behold, one year, Mr. Hinshaw taught out at IVC. And so I enrolled in his class, and I am so proud to say that I completed his class with a B. If it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't have gone on to the career that I had in the banking world for more than 25 years. As you know, in banking, you use math every single day. And now, even today, I keep the books for a business. Math is a big part of my life every single day. And so I just want to say thank you to Mr. Hinshaw and to all the wonderful teachers that I had throughout, not only my elementary and high school years, but throughout my college years. So once again, thank you and have a wonderful new school year.
Being the daughter of a teacher, I also got to see the other side of the coin and all the effort that a teacher puts into his students. Him, the staff, the school staff. One of the things my dad would do to reward his top students, and his top students weren't just A+ students. They were students who he saw the most improvement and who really worked hard to raise their grades. He would take them on a trip to out of the valley, anywhere. And for a lot of them, it was the first time they left the valley. And it might have been the only time until they graduated high school that they had left the valley. So to this day, they'll come up to me if they recognize me and they'll tell him, please thank your dad because he opened my eyes. He gave me a new experience. So that was something that they were able to take with them and help them to aspire and see new things and grow in ways that they probably didn't think were possible.
I think something that made me want to pursue a career in engineering was my high school teachers taking the time to take us on these career tours to these engineering firms just to see what it's like to pursue a career in engineering.
The Bible says that the power of life and death is in the tongue. So let me give you two quick stories. When I was in 5th grade, I had a teacher that would control his classroom by shaming, excoriating, abusive words, and that's the way he controlled his students. And I had a friend that one day was excoriated, greatly by this teacher. And mind you, we weren't bad kids. We were changos, but we weren't bad kids. And so after he finished, bawling this kid out publicly, shaming him in front of the whole class, he asked him a question. He said, "Joe, did your parents have any normal children?" And he laughed. He thought that was funny. That's what my 5th grade experience was about. The other story is the person that has invested in me the most and given me the most help, the teacher that has done that for me, is the teacher that I'm married to, my wife, Debbie. She taught for 40 years, and she had some of the toughest kids. She had some really tough kids and people because of the area she worked in. And people that knew her know this. She would never give up on a child. She would over and over turn them to the right direction in life and tried to speak words of hope and life into their lives. She changed so many lives. So you have the power of life. You have the power to change kids' lives and to point them in the right direction and to give them hope. You can change the world. Thank you.
I want to share one of my experiences that I had. It happened in high school. Both my parents were going through a divorce, and it was just a really difficult time at home. And I was in a chemistry class where the teacher saw that I had more potential, and he noticed that there were some rough things going on at my home, and he involved me in an extra program that had the college that was close by, which was Cal State University Northridge, and it was just an extra science project, more or less, where we went back and forth between those campuses and high school. And the bigger picture was, first it took my mind off of what was going on at home, which was huge. But the other part that it did for me is that it introduced me to a whole world that was beyond just the classroom part. Like, hey, I can do more than what just the bookwork shows right here, and just become something that wasn't in my small little world over here. So really appreciated it, and obviously it got me into the next part of my life, where I eventually became a firefighter, and I'm here in the City of El Centro. Thank you very much.
I'd like to share a time where a teacher had a big impact on my life. It was my third grade teacher, Mrs. Jancic in San Diego. One of the things I recall is that she made sure that each one of us felt special. And she would play the guitar at times, and she would read books to us at times, and then she would give us our instructional guidance daily. But on a personal note, I just connected with her. She just was that type of person that was inviting. And what was neat about her is that she and her husband had a Christmas tree farm. And part of our field trip was we were able to go to the Christmas tree farm and pick out our tree, and then later go back with our family and cut that tree down. I just, for whatever the reason was, she's the one that sticks out in my mind, and I really enjoyed my time in third grade. I don't remember second and fourth, but third grade I do for that reason.
So I had a lot of great teachers growing up, but the one that stands out the most to me is my 8th grade math teacher. The reason for that is she really went above and beyond to be there for her students, to the point where she took me and 2 other classmates to the University of Riverside to show us the campus. She was an alumni there, so she really wanted to show us that there is more out there. She motivated me to pursue a higher education, which is why I give her a lot of credit for me actually obtaining my bachelor's and, being where I am today. And I give her a lot of credit, all the patience she had with us and all the other classmates that I had.
I am honored. Not only am I the mayor of the great city of El Centro, I am also an employee of the El Centro Elementary School District. This stands close to my heart to stand before you and say welcome back. And not only do I welcome you, I want to give a little history about where I come from with this school district. Born and raised here in El Centro, both of my parents worked for the school district. 2 of our grandparents worked for the school district. We consider everybody family. This is a tight-knit family. We grew up with a lot of education, a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, a lot of growing, a lot of structure. And I thank those that have gone, that are retired, maybe they passed on, but I know the old school teachers, and I also know the new school teachers and the staff. Everybody works hard. It's not just about the teachers, it's about all employees. And we appreciate every single last one of you. Everything that you do stays with us forever. We want to wish you a happy 2025-2026 school year. Congratulations, and let's go do some big things.